One of the ways oppressive systems survive is by making examples out of the people who challenge them. Welcome back to the Revolution Resolution. I'm Malaika Tubbs, sociologist, historian, and the author of Erase and the Three Mothers. Over the last several episodes, we've been exploring what happens when people begin rejecting the divisions American patriarchy depends on. We talked about how relationships are shaped by hierarchy, how communities are fractured through fear and competition, how people are taught to distrust one another, and how collective care itself can become treated as a threat. Today, I want to explore another part of the story. Because systems rooted in hierarchy survive through laws and institutions. They survive through consequences, through punishment, through humiliation, through fear, through what I call vicious reminders. Messages meant to tell people, this is your place, and this is what happens when you step outside of it. I was born to two parents deeply familiar with the American legal system. Growing up around conversations about law, policy, and justice, I learned early that the rules governing this country were not fixed or neutral. Depending on who you are, the law can protect you differently, punish you differently, believe you differently. And the more I studied American patriarchy, the more I began to understand that one of the ways its maintainers keep it alive is by disciplining people who challenge the roles assigned to them. Few stories reveal this more clearly than Anita Hill's. Anita Hill is brilliant. She graduated from Oklahoma State University and then Yale Law School. She became a lawyer at a time when very few Black women occupied those spaces. She had done everything this country tells marginalized people to do in order to be treated with dignity. Work hard, be composed, be respectable, be accomplished, follow the rules. And still, while working under Clarence Thomas, she experienced repeated sexual harassment. He discussed pornography with her, made repeated inappropriate comments, ignored her refusals, created an environment where she felt unsafe and deeply uncomfortable. Eventually, she left. And years later, when Clarence Thomas was nominated to the Supreme Court of the United States, Anita Hill made the difficult decision to tell the truth publicly about what she had experienced. Not because it was easy, not because she wanted attention, but because she believed the country deserved to know who was being handed one of the highest positions of power in the nation. And what happened next revealed the system with devastating clarity. A judiciary committee made up entirely of men publicly interrogated her credibility, her memory, her motives, and her character. Many Americans dismissed her, mocked her, blamed her, accused her of trying to destroy a Black man's career. Clarence Thomas was confirmed to the Supreme Court. Anita Hill received threats, backlash, humiliation, and years of attacks for speaking up. And this is the part I want us to understand deeply. Anita Hill was not punished because she failed to follow the script. She was punished because she interrupted it. Because American patriarchy depends on maintaining a hierarchy where some people's power matters more than other people's safety, truth, and humanity. And when someone publicly exposes that imbalance, those protecting the system move quickly to shield it. In Erased, I write about how American patriarchy survives through these consequences. Women who enter spaces they were never meant to enter, according to patriarchal logic, are often punished through harassment, dismissal, intimidation, or ridicule. Black women face additional punishment through misogynoir, a term coined by Moya Bailey to describe the particular hatred and dehumanization directed toward Black women. The backlash Anita Hill faced was not proof that she was wrong. It was proof that she had exposed something the system desperately wanted normalized. That is often how punishment works under hierarchy. The goal is not only to silence the person speaking, it is also to warn everyone else watching, to teach people, stay quiet, stay agreeable, stay afraid. Do not disrupt the order. Do not challenge power publicly. Do not tell truths that make people uncomfortable, because fear is one of the system's greatest tools. If people believe honesty will cost them everything, many will silence themselves before anyone else has to. But history, again, tells another story. Anita Hill's testimony changed the country. Millions of people saw themselves in her experience. Conversations about sexual harassment entered public consciousness in ways they never had before. Women ran for office in record numbers the following year. People began finding language for things they had long been taught to endure silently. Her truth traveled further than the punishment meant to contain it. And that matters, because one of the most important things we can remember before moving into conversations about how to live differently is this. The resistance people face when challenging hierarchy is real. The consequences are real. The backlash is real. But so is the possibility of transformation. And often, the people who tell the truth first make it safer for others to tell the truth after them. So today, I want to leave you with these questions. What truths have you been taught would be dangerous to say out loud? What parts of yourself have you learned to silence in order to stay safe, accepted, or protected? If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone whose courage helped make honesty safer for others.